Find what you're looking for, sir?
Oh. Yes, this show looks all right. Thanks. Hurry up, sir. Going up now.
Oh, just a minute. Just a minute, please. Is this right for the Eastern Art Exhibition?
Yes, madam. 6th floor.
Oh, thank you.
Going up now. Got your ticket, madam?
Oh, yes, thank you. At least I hope so. I know I have it somewhere. I remember distinctly putting it in here.
They'd have it, madam. They won't let you in otherwise. Very cagey they are.
Ah, here it is. I knew I had it all the time. Silly, isn't it?
And it is a fact, ladies and gentlemen, that the secret of the dye used in this colouring is lost to us forever. Now to our next item of interest. It's been most gratifying, and the owners of these treasures should be congratulated for their cooperation. Now here we have... Now, this set of daggers was discovered by the French explorer de Passé some 200 years ago. But inscriptions carved on the handles indicate that they are at least 2,000 years old, which gives you some idea of the craftsmanship of the East. And I might tell you that at that particular period, our ancestors were clubbing each other about the heads. Oh, excuse me. Ah, my dear lady, I'm so glad you could come.
Oh, well, I very nearly didn't, because I couldn't find my ticket. And that awful lift man said I couldn't come in without one.
Oh, how distressing. I can assure you it won't happen again.
Well, I sincerely hope not.
Yes. This way, ladies and gentlemen. And this, ladies and gentlemen, will, I think, interest you all.
Oh, so this is the little statue I've read so much about?
Yes, the Green Buddha.
The Green Buddha?
It's reputed to be 1,800 years old and was the cause of a battle fought by Genghis Khan during his Eastern campaign. Even to this very day, stories are still told about it throughout Arabia. Yes, it is, I think you must admit, a most unique piece. Well, now, let us move on over here. Now, this wonderful carving belongs to the Shantou dynasty. It is about 1,000 years old. Notice all the wonderful collection of birds, animals, too numerous to mention. One might go on and on. And here, ladies and gentlemen, is an item of interest. These bas-reliefs depict the recovery of 9 great cauldrons from the Shantung River. The work, which is done in very fine ink, dates from the 7th century. The cauldrons, you see, were the property of the Great Yu, an emperor, who cast them as symbols of the 9 provinces of China. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you'll just step this way and examine the fineness of the work. It's hard to realize that these were painted with a
Don't move. Keep quiet and don't make any sudden moves. You lot, over there, quick.
Stay right where you are. Don't move. Come on, hurry up. Won't like this when he hears about it.
Now, don't you go fretting yourself, Nobby. Mr. Olsen isn't going to be worrying about George. Not when he sees that we've got the Green Buddha for him. What's it going to be, Mr. Scott? Do we drive straight back to the shop?
No. We'll separate, as arranged.
Yeah, that's the best. No sense attracting attention by keeping in a crowd. And then we'll meet up at the shop at 3 o'clock, huh?
Better pull in over there and call Olsen at the shop and see if everything is okay.
Yeah, good idea.
Morning, sir.
Morning. Oh, is this one of them?
Yes, sir. He hasn't said much. I don't think that crack on the head did him any good.
I see it. Did you get the number of the car?
The porter got a description of the car, but not the number, sir.
Who are the other men in the car? Which way were they heading?
Which question would you like me to answer first?
Who is he?
I think his name is DeCarlo, sir. There was a letter in his pocket addressed to a George DeCarlo.
Never heard of him. Who's in charge here?
Mr. Johnson. That's him there, sir.
Mr. Johnson? I'm Inspector Flynn. This is a very unfortunate business.
Yes, the green Buddha, the most valuable item in the gallery.
Really? What's it worth?
Well, it's hard to say. I think about £50,000.
50,000.
Of course, the trustees of the gallery will offer a large reward for its recovery.
Yes, but surely it's well known. Would any dealer touch it?
No, but a private collector might. Not in England, of course, but there are several abroad.
Abroad? Well, if the plan is to get it out of the country, we'll have to cover all transportation routes.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson.
Hello. Oh, Vivian, this is nice. Oh, it's Gary you want. Well, I don't think Gary's around just now. Is there anything I can... Oh, hold on, Vivian. My partner just came in.
Hi, Vivian.
Gary, about that flight booking that we made for this evening, could we alter it?
Yeah, it's okay. When do you want to go?
Well, now, if it's all right. But it's not for me, it's for somebody else.
Who is it?
Mr. Scott. Tony Scott. He's on his way out to the airport now.
All right, we'll take care of him. And thanks for calling. I'm going out and warm up baby. We got business.
That's something we can certainly do with. Where's this party going?
Glasgow. And by the way, save me that apple core, will you?
Business isn't that bad. Here, live high.
You could do, Mr. Olson, except get out of there. Well, I thought Georgie was coming right... Look, if we'd stayed to help him, we'd have all been pinched. Casey, where you been?
Where have I been?
What happened?
Now, look, Olson, don't be getting mad at me. It's not my fault. Scott told me to phone you to see if everything was all right here. Well, I got out of the car to go to the phone. The next thing I knew, Scott was gone, car and all.
With the green Buddha?
Yeah.
We've been double-crossed.
How do I know you're telling me the truth?
What do you mean?
Eh?
You could have your own arrangements with Mr. Scott. That between you, you plan to take the green Buddha to Paris and sell it to my government for your own sake. Well, understand this. Unless I get the green Buddha, I won't pay a penny. Not one penny.
Mr. Holden?
Yeah. My name's Scott.
All right, Mr. Scott, we're all set. If you follow me, we'll fill out a flight plan.
We can skip that. I'm in a hurry. We can do it when we get back.
No, this is necessary. Covers you and your insurance. Besides that, it's a law.
Look, Mr. Holden, if you want to do business with me, you'll have to do it my way.
All right. Get in. Let me have your briefcase.
I can manage.
Yes, Oster Dog Victor. Receiving you loud and clear.
Listen, Gary, it's Henry here. Stay where you are. Don't take off. Stay on the ground. It's a police order.
Oster Dog Victor. Roger. Message received. Out.
What is it? Why don't we start?
What?
Why don't we start?
A little delay. The plane coming in.
All right. Take off. Go on, do as I say. Don't think I would.
What's the idea, mister? How far do you think you can get with this?
Far enough.
You'll have the whole Air Force after us before you can say boo.
I'll take the chance. And you won't be needing this.
Gary! Gary, for Pete's sake, come in. It's no good. He's broken contact.
Now about your course. Head southeast, across the channel.
Across the channel? I thought you said you wanted to go to Glasgow.
Don't mind about Glasgow. You're heading towards France.
Yes, that's it. Air control and quickly, please. I'm trying to get a radar track of that plane. At least we know which way she's heading. Hello? Yes?
Oh, Gary, am I glad to see you. I heard you were all right.
From where I'm standing, you look like you're doing all right, too.
I'm sorry, Susie Butler, Gary Holden.
How are you, Susie?
Remember? I told you about him. Gary's my partner.
Oh, yes, the woman-hater type. What's the matter? Afraid we'll buy?
I already know. Remind me sometime, I'll show you my scars. And as far as our being partners, partners in what?
You mean because we lost the plane? Oh, insurance covers that.
We'll stand by for a good stiff drink. I got news for you. I didn't fill out a flight plan.
You what?
One stiff drink coming up.
She said the man held a gun behind you.
He did. He was in a hurry. Now we know the reason why. I don't know. Maybe the insurance company will pay off. They're tricky about those papers. Whichever way it goes, it's going to be a fight. Here's mud in your eye.
Happy days.
But, Henry, you told me you ran a whole airline. Now it's only one plane.
It was only one plane, honey.
Wonder what happened to Scott. He sure cleared out of there in a hurry.
Do you know where he went?
Not a trace. And another thing I can't understand. Why would Vivian Blake introduce us to him? What's she doing being tied up with a character like that?
Search me. All I know about her, she works with the Pincushion Club.
This is real great. One introduction and we're out of business.
Henry, does this mean you're broke?
No, honey, not broke exactly. I got a license to drive a bus, and Henry can collect the pennies. Makes for a nice round income. I'm going to go out and get some air. Stay with it, son. Can I help you?
You may be able to. I want some information on Mr. Scott.
Oh. You're not from the police. You don't look like reporters. What's he to you?
He was a friend.
Well, don't bother you taking your hat off. As far as I know, he isn't dead.
Listen to the boy.
We know that. That's why we are interested. He was traveling in your plane, it crashes, and he disappears. Together with the case he was carrying.
Oh, the case. That's what you're really interested in. Sorry, I can't help you.
It could be that you know what happened, and that you don't want to talk about it for reasons of your own.
Look, all I know is that he chartered my plane through a girl. I never heard of the guy before.
A girl? That one with the pincushion.
Mm-hmm. As far as the case is concerned, I don't know a thing about it. You see, I'm not in your line of business.
Interesting. And what do you think our line of business is?
Anything from petty larceny on down?
Hear that, Casey? Mr. Holden is an observant man.
I hear.
Tell you what I'll do. And this is a fair business offer. If you have the case, I'll buy it off you.
Hmm? I'll tell you what I'll do. If you don't get off the barge, I'll throw you off.
Casey?
Oh, Henry, what is it?
I don't know. Sounds like the start of the waiting season.
That's enough. Look, Mr. Holden, you must know where Scott is. And if not Scott, at least the case he was carrying. So it's up to you now to find the case and bring it back. I must remind you, Mr. Holden, that we mean business. We'll check on you later.
Hey, somebody get me out of here. Come on, give me a hand, will you? Hey, come on, get me out of here. Hey, what was that all about, huh?
Though the road may be long, with a faith that is strong, you'll find peace of mind. If you follow your star as it shines from afar, you'll find peace of mind. And if you've had your share of heartache and care, remember there are others with troubles to bear. So just forget to grumble when the skies are gray. Help another traveler upon his way. It's so easy to see how contented you'll be when you've peace of mind. You can face every mile of the road with a smile when you've peace of mind. And though you may not have a cent, you'll be rich as any millionaire. For you'll have a treasure that wealth can never measure when you find peace of
Thanks.
Hello, I've been expecting you.
I'll bet you have.
How are you?
Alive and kicking. No thanks to your Mr. Scott.
Oh, please, he's not my Mr. Scott. I hardly know him.
How come you recommended him to us then?
He just happened to be one of the customers here. He told me he wanted to charter a plane, and I told him about you.
I see. Then you wouldn't know where I could find him.
No?
Well, I came here to buy you a drink. What do you have?
No, thanks, not for me.
Pardon, Miss Blake, you wanted on the telephone.
Thank you. Excuse me. Hello?
Vivian, listen. You have to help me.
Look, why do you have to call me? You didn't let me know that you were planning anything.
Oh, I can explain that. When can I see him?
Don't, for heaven's sake, come here. Where can I call you? Oh, just a minute. I'll make a note of it. Victoria Miranda.
Hey, Mac.
Yes, sir.
Give me a whiskey straight and an orange juice, also straight.
Yes.
Thank you, Vivian. I knew I could count on you. Bye.
Goodbye. Why are you so interested in finding Mr. Scott?
Oh, a little matter of a couple £1,000.
I don't understand.
Well, that's about the value of the airplane that we lost. We call her Baby. We hope that someday she might grow up and become a whole fleet of airplanes.
And how will finding Mr. Scott help you?
Well, the Eastern Galleries, that's the outfit that he stole the Green Buddha from, are offering a reward for its recovery. And that reward money might put us right back in business.
That makes sense.
And another reason is, I don't like for a guy to push a gun in my ribs and try to tell me what to do. I feel that somehow, someplace, I'm going to get back at him.
Well, I'm sorry I can't help you.
Are you sure of that?
Yes. What?
Since this airplane crash, Scott's playmates have been pushing me around a little bit. And according to what they said, they have every intention of calling on you. And they're not the type that waits for an introduction.
I know nothing about this business.
All right.
I can't tell them anything.
All right. But don't say I didn't warn you. Aren't you going to finish your orange juice? Got lots of vitamins.
Thank you, Gary. That's one thing I have plenty of.
Yeah. Even I can see that.
August, let go of me.
Sorry, miss.
What is August, let go of me.
Sorry, miss.
Well, there's nothing for you to be frightened of.
As long as you behave yourself.
That's right. And tell us what we want to know. Where's Tony Scott?
Scott? I don't know anything about Scott.
A friend of yours tells me differently. This friend tells me you know him very well.
Friend? What friend?
We'll ask the questions.
Give me that.
We'll just like to check. And this is a simple way.
I'm sure this is my shade of lipstick.
What else is there?
Nothing much. Only this slip of paper.
Show me that. Who is this Vittorio Miranda?
Just a friend of mine.
Who?
Just a friend.
Miranda. I've heard that name. Yes, I remember. He's an Italian. He was in Parkhurst with Tony Scott. They did a stretch together.
Ah, now we are getting somewhere. Nice, useful friends you have, Miss Blake. Now tell me, where does Miranda live?
I don't know. I only have his phone number. I haven't heard from him for some time.
We'll soon find out.
Why don't you relax and let the man make his call?
Hello? Can I speak to Mr. Vittorio Miranda, please? Oh, I see, he's busy. Please, can you tell me where I'm speaking to? I know the number, but I haven't got the address. I want to write to him. What? The Crime Museum? Oh, I understand. The Crime Museum Battersea Fun Fair. Yes. Thank you. You've been very kind. It looks as if your friend is in the fun fair business. Casey, you come with me. Nobby, keep an eye on her.
Would you like a cigarette, miss?
No, thank you.
Hello? Hello there?
How are you, Buster?
Hello.
How you making out?
All right.
You're kind of busy tonight, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah? How busy?
Papa ticket.
He was tired. Pretty good thing I followed you, huh? Where'd those other two guys go?
To Battersea Fun Fair.
Why?
I have a friend who works there. They thought they might find Scott with him.
Is that a good bet?
I don't know. Perhaps.
All right, let's go there.
Okay,
ladies and gentlemen, time to look up. All good things must come to an end, as the hangman said. Time, gentlemen, please, time. Time to look up. Come again. Bring your friends. Night, night. Night, night. What are you men doing in my office?
How are things in Parkhurst, Mr. Miranda?
What things? How about the things?
Parkhurst, the Isle of Wight. I understand it's a lovely place to spend a vacation, especially at the expense of the government.
I don't know what you are talking about. I don't understand. You please have to leave.
Maybe Mr. Scott could tell us?
Mr. Scott? Oh, Tony Scott. Yes, a bad boy. He was inside with me. I wonder what he's doing now.
That's what we came to see you about.
I cannot help you. I run a nice, honest business. Crime in this place honest. Funny, no?
No.
How should I know where Scott is? Why do you come to trouble me?
Vivian Blake told us we might find him here.
Vivian Blake?
There are one or two interesting possibilities. Scott has operated with you before. Maybe he's doing the same thing now. The Green Buddha, maybe he's left it here for you to look after. After all, he has got to leave it somewhere. Can't carry it around all the time.
I swear I know nothing about all this.
Then we look around.
You cannot. I'll call the police.
But we have tickets that say we can.
I forgot to thank you for the way you rescued me.
I have my own interest in this. My looking out for you was... well, you're the only ace I've got left.
That's a charming way of putting it. I only wish you meant it in a different sense.
What do you mean?
It's a long time since a man fought to save you from a fate worse than death. So I know you meant it in your own interest, but... tell me, why are you so concerned about all this? Surely you could set your business going again without risking your neck.
It's a long story. Back home in the States, I held down a top job with an airline. Chief pilot. I got a little bit out of line, drank a little bit too much, and I was out. Starting out like this with my own little charter line was in the nature of a comeback for me.
I see. And why were you out of line?
I told you it was a long story.
Please. This is damage you have done already. Is it not enough for you?
Why, Mr. Scott.
It'll be 7 and 6, please, sir.
Hey, Scott, look out!
Get an ambulance, someone, quickly.
Well, but he just stood there. You saw him, didn't you?
Is he badly hurt?
Now, stand back there. Stand back, please. Stand back. Here, look. Put this under his head.
Hey, what's the matter?
Well, I think that's all for tonight. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You can all go home now. Except Mr. Holden. You're absolutely certain that the dead man is Scott? The man that held you up on the plane?
Yes, I am.
Now, one thing puzzles me. The fact that he was here at the funfair proves nothing. But your being here at the same time, something of a coincidence.
No, not really. I was looking for him.
What made you think you'd find him here?
Just a hunch. Something he said to me on the plane.
What exactly?
Well, I don't remember exactly. Something to do with the fun fair. And then this evening, I remembered it.
Why didn't you call us? That's our job, you know, chasing wanted men.
I know that's your job. But I lost a plane. And they're offering a reward for the return of the Green Buddha. That's 2 reasons I had for wanting to find him.
Fair enough. But then there's the question of the Green Buddha itself. It's still missing.
Oh, why, look at me.
You were the last person to see Scott with it. Then, when he's killed, it so happens that you're on the spot. I find that odd.
Well, if you want the truth, the real reason I was here tonight was to throw rings at the hoopla. I was taking a chance they might have the Green Buddha as one of the prizes. Now, is there anything else you'd like to ask me?
No. Not for the moment.
Coming, Vivian?
Hi, Henry. Hi. Well, hello, Vivian. This is a surprise.
Hello.
Hey, what's the deal, Gary? Going out with girls? That's something new for you.
We came down for some coffee.
Well, all right, I'll get the cups.
See? What'd I tell you? Greatest service in the world.
I like this, you know. Henry told me that you both lived on a barge. I thought it was kidding.
Did he really say a barge, or did he say a yacht?
All right. So I was twisting the truth. Here are your cups, and it's me for bed. Good night.
Good night, Henry.
Stay with it, son.
Quite a guy, Henry.
Yes. How long have you and he been together?
About a year.
What did he mean when he said something about it being a new one for you, taking girls out?
Well, nothing. It's just that lately I've been kind of busy.
Or is that something to do with the long story you didn't tell me about?
Here's your coffee. I was married. Didn't work out.
And that accounts for the drinking, the lost job, and why you're here?
Something like that.
And no girls.
That's right.
Drastic remedy, isn't it?
Oh, I don't know. A man doesn't necessarily have to have a girl.
Oh, I see it all now. You're just trying to play hard to get.
No, I'm not. Just being honest.
All right. I'm not convinced, but I won't even make a try.
I feel as if somebody's pulling my leg. But anyway, how long had you known this Scott character?
Scott? Whatever gives you that idea?
Your reaction tonight at the accident?
Oh, that was only natural. It's got nothing to do
Look, I held you there for a couple of minutes and you were trembling like a leaf. Now, that doesn't happen unless it's somebody close to you, your brother or something.
He wasn't my brother.
So? How long had it been going on?
Oh, a couple of years. It's been over for some time now. When I suggested that he contact either you or Henry in order to charter a plane, that was the last I expected to see of him. I'd no idea he was planning a job. And then he called the club. That's when you came in.
Well, thanks for leveling with me. I wish you'd have done it sooner.
Well, what was there to tell you?
Well, you could have tipped me off on him. Saved a lot of time. He might not have gotten hit by that truck.
I wasn't to know that.
Well, it's done now.
What's that?
Scott's wallet. I picked it up.
Oh, why?
A long shot. Thought it might give me a lead on the Green Buddha. Chances are he's got it checked in some station or depot or something, and if that's so, well, then the ticket would be in here. Nothing much in here, though. Here's some business cards. You know any of those guys? Hey, here's something. round-trip railroad ticket to Crawley.
Crawley? That's the place where the plane crashed, isn't it?
Yes. That means Scott took the train back to London. But why would he buy a round-trip ticket? You know something? I'll bet he didn't bring that green Buddha back to London after all. I bet he left it right up there in Crowley someplace.
So what can you do about it? Look, Gary, do you have to go on with this? Those men, the ones that kidnapped me, they'll stop at nothing. It's dangerous.
Now, don't you worry your pretty little head about it. I'm going to use this ticket the first thing in the morning. Look, it's late. Why don't you stay here? You can sleep right here on the couch, and in the morning you can have the house specialty, breakfast.
Well, that sounds fine, but what about you?
Where am I going to stay? Right in there in my own little bunk. You don't have to worry. My attitude hasn't changed a bit. I'm just as strong as ever.
I wish I was.
Good night.
Oh, Gary. Again, thank you for what you did at the shop.
Ah. Can you cook?
Of course.
Then you can cook breakfast in the morning. Good night.
Morning. Bit of a mess, ain't she?
You can say that again.
Oh, you and the chap was flying her. Take a bit of patching up, she will.
Say, what's that old building over there?
Oh, that's one of the finest old mills in England. Not many left these days.
Still in use?
Off and on. Why don't you take a look? It's an interesting place.
Think I will. Thanks.
Listen. Well, you startled me. I didn't expect to see you.
Obviously not.
Oh, look, I found it. The green Buddha.
I can see that. Tell me, what were you going to do with it?
Oh, bring it back to the shop, of course. What else?
Huh. And what gave you the idea to look for it here, in this place?
Oh, just used my head, that's all. I mean, Scott crashed here, and I thought he might have left it here somewhere.
Or was it that when I received that phone call this morning, telling me to come here, you were listening?
Well, of course not. Why? Well, you think I'm double-crossing you, is that it?
Hand it over, Casey.
Now, look, this is as much mine as it is yours. And if I don't get a fair deal, I'm going to tell the police.
Hand it over.
Give me that Casey!
Hey, Henry! Where's a screwdriver or something I can get this thing open with?
Oh, there's one in the rack over there. Oh. Hey, what have you got there?
A little item called the Green Buddha.
You what? All we have to do now is claim the reward and we're back in business. Where'd you get it?
It's a long story. Right now, I'm going to take a look at this thing and see what it is that makes a man run around half-cocked and take me with him.
And why didn't you take it straight to the police?
For all this trouble, I'm going to see it first.
Well, if that's the Green Buddha, I'm a brass monkey.
What does this mean? I know that's Scott's case. Where'd these bricks come from?
Well, look, it's obvious. Somebody got to it first and planted these as a store.
Wait a minute. This lock was undamaged. Whoever opened up this thing before had to have a key.
Yeah, but who? Scott's dead. He was the only one with a key.
You know something? I'm going visiting. There's a certain little songbird I know that might be able to answer a few questions.
I want refinement and gentility combined with male virility. I'm looking for a poet with a punch. I'm tired of getting in a tussle with a guy who's run to muscle. Don't no one really know a poet with a punch. I've got my ideas and how I'd like to try 'em in a tent with Mr. Omar Khayyam. If there's a Shakespeare in the house today, I'd be his Annie Hathaway with my Browning in a garret. I'd draw rings round Lizzie Barrett. I'm looking, just looking for a poet
Joe. Hello. You were out bright and early this morning.
Not early enough, it seems.
Well, what do you mean by that?
Scott's briefcase. I found it all right, except that somebody found it ahead of me.
Oh.
Someone who had the key. And the only person who could have the key would be someone he gave it to. You, for instance.
Me? I don't know what you mean.
You're the only person who knew him well enough. Besides that, there were a couple of his boys down there this morning. And one of them mentioned that he'd had a phone call telling them where to go and look. You're the only one I mentioned Crawley to last night.
Gary, I don't know what you're talking about.
No? Then who else would know these things?
I don't know. Well, the lock on the briefcase, for instance. Anyone who knew what he was doing could pick that.
Are you trying to stall me? Besides, that wouldn't explain the phone call.
But, Gary, I swear I don't know anything about that. And if it comes to it, I wasn't the only one on the barge last night.
Now, what do you mean by that?
Henry, remember? He was in the next room. And can you be sure that he was asleep?
Oh, that's crazy. He's my best friend.
Oh, I see. So it's all right for you to suspect me, but not him.
Look, you sold me a bum steer once before, right here in this very same room. Now, I'm not going to buy it the second time.
All right, believe what you want. What you're really holding against me is the fact that I was Scott's girl.
I'm not holding anything against you.
Didn't you ever make a mistake and get into a mess? Scott and Miranda were pretty thick together, you know. And Scott was hiding out down there. I'm pretty certain that Miranda's tied up in this somewhere. Either he or Henry.
No, I can't believe it was Henry. And it's a cinch I'm not going to pin it on you. Maybe it was Miranda who got there first. It won't take me long to find out.
Mr. Holden, just a minute.
Yes?
I'm investigating the murder of Casey O'Rourke. I think you might be in a position to help us.
Murder? I don't understand. How'd you know I was here?
We found out. You went down to the old mill near Crawley. You spoke to a farmer.
That's right.
That same farmer saw O'Rourke go into the mill just after you'd entered it. Later, he heard a shot. Then O'Rourke's body was found in the river, and you disappeared.
There was somebody else there.
The farmer didn't see anybody else.
Are you accusing me?
We'd like you to come down to the station and make a statement.
Okay. Say, Henry, you didn't hear me talking about going to Crowley last night, did you?
You mean with Vivian? No, I was hugging my pillow.
But even so, I think it was your idea to bring these cops down here.
Did you ever try arguing with the police?
Just a minute. That briefcase. From its description, it was the one that Tony Scott was using.
Yeah, it is. Here, take it.
Come in. Oh, come in, gentlemen. I've been expecting you.
I had your call. I understand you have something for me.
Oh, yes, to be sure. But that's business. First, I must be hospitable. Please to sit down.
Never mind hospitality. Let's see the Buddha.
All in good time, all in good time. But there are certain formalities.
If you have the green Buddha, I'm prepared to pay you 5,000 for it. But then I'm not sure you have it.
I will show you, never fear. Now for the money. It has not been so easy to get hold of this little god. The reward is more than you offer.
Of course. But then a man of your record would scarcely claim the reward, would he? In view of all the questions by the police. 5,000 is my offer.
5,000. All right. Will you follow me? And the money, of course, I will want in cash. Now, when it came to me to be looked after, I wondered where it would be safest. There are so many dishonest people in this world. You understand, gentlemen? So I thought, in here, it would be safest. Down there, where the dead man goes. Here it is. Intact. Not even a scratch. But first there's a question of my expense.
Luckily, Mr. Miranda, I came prepared.
Now, gentlemen, just a moment, please. If there's any way to treat me, after all, I look after him.
I go to a lot of trouble to get this Buddha for my government, and then everyone double-cross me. First Scott, then Casey, and now you. Hand it over.
Looks like you and I are after the same thing.
Now, Holden, don't you start anything.
That's all. All right, Alexander.
You know, Inspector, there's one thing that puzzles me. How'd you know I was here?
We didn't. Miss Blake gave us to understand that we might find the Green Buddha here. So we came in a routine check.
Oh, Miss Blake, huh? Is there anything more for me?
No, that's all. Oh, except one thing. I shall be giving a full report to the gallery authorities. That reward should come in very handy.
Thanks, Inspector. I beg your pardon, miss, but could I interest you in a nice ride, say, on one of those Dodgems?
Oh, why, I'd love to, but don't you think you've had enough excitement for today?
No.
Oh, I nearly forgot. How are you feeling?
Well, to tell you the truth, Miss Blake, I don't feel nearly as strong as I did.